Naruto was 12 when he fought Ninja Snake Man. He didn't win.
Yeah, you talking about when he pulled up on holding back
So
Orochimaru, got like the
yeah,
demon inside of him sealed further, passed out, and fell on his head? And
yeah.
then like Sasuke put on like a generation of performance to still lose.
Bro, Orochimaru had that until Naruto was 17 and like a deity. Like, what are we doing here?
Kind of glazing, but like yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, you could argue Sage Mode, I guess.
Not argue. Seijo Naruto's grabbing that nigga by his long ass throat and slamming him into the earth's core. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sage Mode. I forgot about Sage Mode. Yeah, say like up until Sage, but no, he was still 17. Because that was all.
I'm
Yeah,
contending with the deity part.
I mean, you don't count it. I guess you could argue Sage Mode, but I
Nigga
don't know.
Jiraiya had Sage mode. Like anybody was
He had
getting
an
wait,
imperfect Sage Mode.
we given niggas deity status for nature energy? Nah, bro. The game's
I
all
don't.
fucked
Okay,
up, bro.
I like three guys had it. Hashirama, you could give him God status off it. I think anybody would,
But
right?
he's not
Two,
god status for
Pain.
having Sage mode. You take
He
away Sage mode, he's a god and had it. Like that's what I mean.
okay,
Like
okay, okay. So Pain self-identified as a god, right? Literally eyes of God, right?
mhm.
Pretty good, god tier performance on the low end. Naruto had Sage mode and he was putting in fucking work.
Pain,
There's
full
maybe
strength, hisses on that nigga, bro. The Naruto that put in work pulls up on a Pain that just blew up a village, and the strongest path is
and
on
was
reset
exhausted.
for
Okay.
half the fight. And then he still loses, brings out 8 tails of Kurama, add a god, by the way, pulls up, handles
Yeah.
that shit. Then he comes back with Sage mode again and fights. Nigga,
So
Pain and Sage Mode Naruto, like, they're in a similar tier, I guess. But like,
same sport.
you know what I mean? But like Pain, like, bro, Pain is doing Orochimaru dirty too. He's like,
I mean, yeah.
that's all I'm saying,
Like,
right?
yeah, I mean, okay, like, I don't know.
Like
Because like,
Jiraiya, Orochimaru, those are equals, right? We
so
saw
where
what
would you put
happened.
somebody? Where would you put somebody like I don't want to get to Sonic scaling, bro. Like I
Bro,
don't.
just equals, you don't gotta
Sure,
scale
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, because we had a whole conversation about it already. That's not my contention, right? It's where would you put somebody like Itachi, right? Like that's
Itachi pointed at Orochimaru and he lost the fight. That's you like we're not gonna pretend like Itachi
I know.
blind. Hold on, blind, dead,
Okay.
exhausted chakra. Orochimaru, the
Mhm.
strongest form in his new snake body, one tapped. They're not even. They're 2 leagues. Orochimaru's playing high school basketball. Itachi's one of the best NBA players. He's top like 20 NBA players all time. Right? They're not even. There's
Maybe top 10,
they're
honestly.
not in the same tier, but there's a tier between them. It's like people go in between Itachi and Orochimaru strength-wise.
Okay, my let me explain, right? My whole thing is like what's the capacity for godhood here? Is it skill? Is it like a form? Is it jutsu? Like, okay, we agree Minato is fucking cracked, right? But he
Yeah,
did have Sage Mode.
yeah,
He
sure,
did have Kurama, right?
sure.
But he also had like flying Raijin and stuff. So like, wait, at what point do you think Minato entered like godhood?
Uh, hmm.
Sealing
Probably,
Jutsu, Rasengan, like,
probably when he clashed a Rasengan with a Biju bomb of like the full 9 tails. After getting
mm,
stabbed, by the way. Like, read that one shot again, chat. This nigga Minato got stabbed by Kushina while trying to seal that back. Was like, oh, I perfected my jutsu. Rasengan clashed with the full 9 tails. The whole thing. By the way, this is pre Hokage. The
I'm
entire thing.
I'm just saying, like, it's fine. Like, I don't.
That's by the way, that's the turn the world to ash creature, by the way, chat. That's that guy.
What am I trying to argue? Is an excellent question. Let me state it right. We agree up until a certain point, Orochimaru just had Naruto, right? And then at a certain point, he wasn't able to like Sage Mode. We agree is the point is like
Is he
from
stopped?
that
Yeah.
point on.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, hard stop at Sage Mode, awesome, right? Then the contention is Sage Mode level God level, or is there like is there a level between like Sanin and God there that like
There's
absolutely.
like a level or two, right? Okay, let me give you an
Okay, okay,
example.
okay. I'll give you Hokage level minus Tsunade, right? Because she's Sanin level. Hokage level,
W misogyny.
blame Kishimoto, bro. Minato, he's got Orochimaru. Hiruzen,
He's got Orochimaru.
before,
Orochimaru says, "Yeah, bro. If I fought him, decrepit old man, 10 years
yeah,
before, I would have got dicked down."
hey, okay, I don't think he said that,
He
but I
did.
mean,
He used those words. Bro, reread the manga.
hey, bro, we made a short about it. Go check that out. Little plug. But that's I get you. I agree with you, right? Prime Hiruzen, he had that more than handle. Shit, old man Hiruzen, if he was locked in from the start, had some fucking hands to him. Hashirama had that. Tobirama?
Tobirama has that.
Okay,
Listen,
so
most Hokage, not Kage,
mhm,
most Hokage, aside from
mhm.
Tobirama and Tsunade, are immediately, in my mind, inundated into god tier at some point during their careers.
So that's what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
Like,
And Sage
but
no
we agree,
Naruto
like,
isn't that.
so okay,
What I'm saying, right? Okay, what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, right? What I'm saying is Sage mode inherently doesn't make you that because Jiraiya is never a god tier character. Sage mode Naruto and the Pain Arc's never not a god tier character because Sage mode Naruto still getting he can still get killed by other Kage, right? Like the Raikage, fourth and third fight Pain Arc Naruto. They're they're slaughtering him. They're ending his
okay.
lineage, right? And Raikage
There
is not a god level threat. That's a strong Kage.
That's a
He's
very strong Kage.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not even disagreeing, right?
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, what is the cutoff here? Like, how many levels between, like, okay, you take somebody like what's like B, right?
Mhm.
Filleting Sasuke actually did that to him,
Yeah.
right? Without his team, it's a grave,
Mhm.
right? That was post Itachi fight, post Mangekyo, that is not a weak Sasuke either, right?
Mhm.
He pretty much had that handled until he met Ito Tensei, Pain, and Itachi, right?
Mhm.
Then you could argue there were levels to it. At that point, I think Naruto was in KCM 2, if I believe.
No,
Was that
KCM
KCM
1.
1 or 2?
Listen, I'll be
KCM 1,
real.
yeah.
I think the cutoff for being even considered is
Yeah.
if you can scrap with KCM2 Naruto to a standstill, I'm willing to hear you.
So you
Anything below that,
so KCM 2 is your level. That's where you put like the bare minimum of godhood, right?
sure,
Because
yeah.
it can't be Pain, right?
Nah.
Pain's like a little too high. So like
No,
my explanation, like my
Pain's
reasoning is Sage mode is the barrier. That's what I was trying to argue.
and I'm
If you
saying
have Sage mode,
and
yeah,
I'm saying and what I'm saying is there are so many characters, right, that
okay,
dig down that Naruto that it's like, bro, almost every Kage's god tier then. Like the Raikage is he's running up, you're dead. The Jinchuriki's done for, right? Like, you know what I mean?
okay. So
That's
what's
what I'm saying
okay?
is
But that
if KCM2 Naruto is
mhm,
bullying you, right? If he's running up on you and you're just
mhm,
getting outboxed, get out of my face. You're not god tier. If you can't 1v1 Kurama, right?
okay.
You're not a god because you're getting worked by like
But
embodiments
do
of
you
nature.
okay? Fuck, bro. Okay, your Nine Tails is its own tier, right? Maybe you could throw Eight Tails in there if you wanted to be like a little pedantic about it, but generally, like we agree, Nine Tails tier and Jinchuriki tier are like different things, right?
Yeah, the
Like
Ninetales is a different
Hidan and
thing.
Kakazu had like the two tails,
Yeah.
right? Just handedly.
Mhm.
So I acknowledge that, like, okay, full Karama is, above it is godhood or whatever, but generally, and like KCM can scale off that.
Mhm.
I just think that Sage mode is the bare minimum. Like that's the floor,
I I
right?
I hear
I
you. Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but okay. My whole thing is like there's a level between KCM 1 is literally between like Sage mode and KCM 2,
Mhm,
right? And that's already a tier above Sage mode. Like Kabuto had Sage mode,
mhm.
and like listen, Itachi's a dickhead, right? For that fight. Like let's be fucking honest, right?
Mhm.
Bro was using wall hacks. That's just
Okay,
not fair.
okay.
Like bro used like the infinite eye glitch.
By the way, an Itachi that's unwilling to kill him. Like, that's an
I know.
Itachi that has the Totsuka blade and can't use it because, like, yeah, bro, I need him to undo the jutsu.
Yes. So holding back, unwilling to kill him, but also that eye's gonna come back, bro. You're
Mhm,
dead, right?
mhm,
So probably a bit more flippant than like if Itachi was alive. My whole thing is that's Itachi.
uh-huh.
Now, Itachi scaling is a contentious, disgusting debate that I really don't think I want to do again with you.
Mm.
That was a 2-hour conversation, bro. I still sweat whenever I think about it.
Of course.
So I'm gonna put that to the side, right?
Mhm.
We agree he's up there. But is Kabuto with Sage Mode with all the works not also fucking cracked? I think he's stronger than Orochimaru, right? Who never achieved Sage Mode.
Sure. Okay.
So the floor should be somebody like Kabuto, should be somebody like Sage Mode Naruto.
But why did that make
Everybody,
it the floor for godhood though? Like, what about them? Like, okay, what I'm saying is, right? Just because there's more tiers between Orochimaru and godhood doesn't mean it's not here's the way I look at it, right? Sanin exists in this like lower level Kage area. It's why Tsunade
yes,
is one of the weaker
yes.
Kage. It's why Jiraiya
Mhm.
is kind of on that lower end. Orochimaru. Then you just have
Yep.
motherfuckers that are just strong Kage. That's like the Raikage. You have like Anoki. You
Mhm.
have those motherfuckers, right? And
Mhm.
that is where KCM Naruto lies. That's that in between place, right? You could say Itachi kind of floats in between that if you want, right? Because of some of his eye powers. I'm saying if you look at the Nine Tails and you think, Rutro, I'm cooked, that's not a thing
Mhm.
you're scrapping with.
Okay. So
Nigga,
for
don't say
you,
the word
Kage, like,
God. Kages
okay,
aren't
so
God
Kage,
tier either.
okay, so you're, but okay, I think I'm starting to get it. Kage for you means like they can still hang with like a fucking Sage Mode.
Yeah, because a lot of Kage can. A lot of Kage are beating up Sage Mode Naruto. Anoki's doing, and he's dead. It's over.
Really?
The Raikage, bro, he's going to Liger Bomb, and that nigga's neck is
So
snapped.
okay, so I think that's the disagreement, right? Like
Mm,
it's not even that I'm disagreeing. I think I just want to be convinced a little bit because like
okay.
okay, the Kage are respectfully they're jutsu merchants. Like they have very specific attacks and
Sure.
very specific like they have a specific gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could argue, okay, Raikage is about as fast as KCM2 Naruto, right? He's got the speed advantage, but I don't know. Sasuke is able to react to him. Okay, hold on. I'm getting fucking mad. Susanoo Sasuke at Kage Summit
Mm-hmm.
was an Inoki victim. We agree?
An Inoki victim. Yes.
Okay,
He's getting,
awesome.
yeah,
What? How strong is that Sasuke relative to the scale we just established?
he's probably relative. Like, they're like,
Godhood, Kage,
Sasuke,
Sanin, like where do you put him?
he's
Yeah.
like, he is probably he's probably at that Sani level where Naruto is, right?
So okay. My whole thing with Sage Mode is that I think it's definitively like Naruto specific, like Naruto and Kabuto's perfected Sage modes is that they're definitively above Sanin level because that's always been the cutoff for me. That like none of the Sanin could get Sage Mode down. Jiraiya got the closest, but generally like Tsunade doesn't have Sage
You're
Mode.
doing
Like
form scaling though. You're saying because a character has this ability, it makes them stronger. When like what you're doing is the Naruto equivalent of being like uh Goku as Super Saiyan, Goten as Super Saiyan. They have to be the same level because they have the same form. And I'm like, no, I'm saying Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade's base stats shit on Naruto's base stats so badly that Sage Mode brings him above them, but it's not a different tier than them. Like, what I'm saying is, if you have Orochimaru use no jutsu and Naruto use no jutsu, or even just the regular jutsu, no transformations, Orochimaru, he does Naruto something dirty. The same thing is true for Jiraiya, probably, and the same thing is definitely true for Tsunade. Naruto's form is an equalizer, right? It's why you don't see him
okay,
scrap without Sage Mode, without KCM, without those things very often because his base abilities are relatively low relative to the Sanin. The Sanin bring him up there, right? The Sanin, the Sage Mode brings him up there. Like, so he can be stronger than Orochimaru, stronger than Jiraiya, stronger than Tsunade, right? But what I'm saying is Anoki eviscerates him. The Raikage eviscerates him. And what I'm saying is if
okay,
you're getting bullied by motherfuckers kind of strongly in that Kage tier, I struggle to think you're in the same tier.
okay. Let me write this down. Let me
Yeah,
write
yeah,
this
yeah,
down.
yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
Like I wish
Go
I
for it.
had I wish I had like Microsoft Paint or something that I could show, but like shit, bro. If you want to like if you want to open that up and draw, but basically let's get the levels down, right?
All right.
So let's say number one. What's the highest level of like power you can achieve in Naruto? I don't know if you want to include
Like
Boruto.
like Kaguya, right?
Okay, yeah, let's say Kaguya.
You could just say six paths like Kaguya, Naruto, Sasuke, Madara. They all exist within the same realm,
Yeah.
close enough to where you
Okay.
don't have to make that
So
distinction.
let's say Kage is 6 paths, right?
Mhm.
Like just
Yeah,
easy,
cool.
easy fucking,
Mhm.
right? Any Renegon and above, basically.
Mhm.
Awesome. So number two, I guess like Godhood Light. So like your pains, your
No, there's a
fucking
tier, but there's a tier, but Pain might not be
okay.
the
Okay,
sec
so who's
Madara,
number two for you?
Obito, like the
Okay,
Madaras,
what do you call
I'm
God
saying.
Light?
Listen, the name is kind of irrelevant. What I'm saying is, okay, they're already from what I'm classifying, right? When I'm
Okay,
saying
Hashirama's on there.
what I'm saying, right?
Okay,
All I'm my distinction when I say God tier, right, is
okay,
just you can knuckle up with the full nine tails. Anything
okay.
below that, don't talk to me about it.
Yeah,
Anything
that's
above that.
this is tiers of godhood, right? That's
Hmm.
what I'm trying to establish here, right?
Okay,
Like think of it like a circle of hell. So
sure.
right now, Kage and 6 paths are number one,
Yeah.
highest tier of
Hmm.
godhood you could achieve, right?
Hmm.
Number two, Hashirama.
Yeah,
You know,
Hashirama, Madara, Obito, they kind of
yeah,
exist in that similar, yeah. Um,
yeah. Uh, Obito is like a bit weird, but like in series, yeah, Obito. Are we including Jubito or?
yeah, because Jubito is
Okay, okay,
below
okay,
them, yeah. Like Jubito
okay,
is below, pretty strongly below, like even where Jubidara is, right?
okay, yeah. Because my whole thing is like, okay, if Jubidar and Obito are on and Jubito are on here, does it make sense to include Hashirama in this tier when he was alive?
You can
Or
no, you can knock that down, right? To like that alive
okay,
level
okay,
of like Hashirama, Madara.
okay. So
I'd put
yeah, so let
Minato
me
in there. You know what I mean?
yeah, so let me bump them down to three: Hashirama
Hmm.
and Minato, and number three, and
Hmm.
then number four, you might have like your Hiruzins maybe,
Yeah, you could put
like
you could
your
put Hiruzen in there. Like if we're still within that, yeah, I would be comfortable putting him there. I think you could. I
yeah.
think you could do that.
Uh, how do you feel about Tobirama in this tier, or like I don't know the Raikage maybe?
Within realms of godhood. Um,
Yeah, so like I mean, you're as strong as Hiruzen, maybe. Okay, 'cause it's so fucking annoying. Hiruzen, like the way they talk
Hiruzen,
about him in his prime,
bro,
yeah, like
Hiruzen. They say, yeah, dude, he's the strongest of all the Kage. Like, by the way, motherfucker, that in his
didn't
old
he
age
off
used
screen
used
Gara's dad, bro? No, no, that was
Orochimaru, the that's
Orochimaru.
the
Yeah.
Orochimaru that's like, yeah, dude, 10 years younger and I would have been cooked. Like, bro, that's the
Yeah,
that's the guy who, like, while Minato was fighting Obito, used Enma to push Kurama out of the village, bro.
that's fair. Fuck. Okay, so Hiruzen, is he like the only person that occupies that tier? Am I fucking laced?
No, Hiruzen's just like Hiruzen is probably one of the lowest characters you
You know,
could
he
go
is
that still fit in
he's
that
number
canon.
four, right?
Yeah.
It's the fourth tier,
Uh-huh.
but like everybody above him is clearly
You
stronger. Everybody below him is clearly weaker.
if you want to
So
put
like
like Itachi there, I think Itachi occupies like a vaguely similar place.
I would argue he's in number three, but like in the
Absolutely
third
not.
tier,
Absolutely not. Like with
I get
Hashirama.
a contentious fucking topic. I know, because all right, chat. So I want to quickly talk about this conversation. Just like you, we keep alluding to it. Let me give you guys the cliff notes. All right, it was like 1 a.m. I was freaking out about something. I was on the phone with BR. The conversation around where Itachi is on the power scale came up because he was, I think you were working on a video or something, right?
Mm.
And the debate kind of started with how you scale Itachi, right, as a character. Because there's two versions of him. There's the Ito Tensei Itachi, and then there's like Itachi when he was alive. The problem with Itachi when he was alive is because he was fucking sick like a dog. He was coughing up blood every 3 seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had super duper ninja tuberculosis.
Mm-hmm.
Like death was gripping him, hand holding the entire fucking series until he went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he comes back as an Ito Tensei, healthier than he's ever been, but still like some percentage weaker than he was when he was alive and at his peak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Ito Tenseis don't bring you back to 100% like of your original strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
They confirmed it multiple times with Hashirama, with the rest of the Ito Tensei. This Ito Tensei Itachi is healthier, but he's also some amount weaker.
Mm-hmm.
The debate was where, like, what the numbers would be and how big of a gulf it was between these two things. Now, obviously, the strongest version of Itachi is him at his fucking healthiest while he's alive with 100% of his chakra and all his fucking powers. Now, he loses the Ito Tensei regen, but otherwise, like, if we're going for, like, power, like, Prime Itachi when he was alive, no sickness, compared to Ito Tensei Itachi, who was slightly weaker, but had a regen.
Mhm.
That is the argument. It was 2 hours of like trying to figure out who was stronger, what version of Itachi, like what a full potential Itachi looked like,
Mhm.
and basically like I think the agreement we came to is we'll never fucking know. There is like that version of Itachi we've never seen, like because he basically started spamming that shit and started getting sick when he was 12, right?
It doesn't
So
exist.
it doesn't exist, right? It theoretically exists if he lived a different life, right?
Mhm.
Like if he didn't join the Akatsuki and didn't have that shit on 24/7, maybe
Mhm.
that version of him at like 15, 16 would have been the closest we've seen. But that's basically why it's so contentious, right? Because like the Yatamir, like his Susano.
Mhm.
When you get to the shit Itachi can do and the way he's fought and the fact that like the way he's depicted fighting, Itachi's never really on the back foot unless he wants to be. So as a combatant, as a strategist, he's pretty much like as a strategist specifically, he's pretty much unmatched, right? Maybe Minato gets to that level, but generally Itachi's probably like the smartest ninja to ever live. That makes scaling him fucking difficult because he's just really fucking good at using those abilities. And that's the contention here. That's why it's hard for me to like figure out how to scale him because I'm of the belief personally
Mhm.
that Itachi probably like he and Hiruzen could have gotten active and he would have won, right? Now that gets into some other scaling about what age of Hiruzen, what like how healthy Itachi is. I don't want to deal with that. I actually don't want to fucking deal with that, especially with this guy. He don't understand, guys. He's one hand tied behind his back and the other hand has an oven mitt. Like, I am not scrapping with him in the free marketplace of ideas about power scaling debates. I'm not doing that shit. All right. And I have to be more civil. Chat. I can get some shit off, right? Normally, you're going to see a stand-up citizen performance. I'm not even jaywalking in front of this dude in a power scaling argument. It's Mr. Ronin, bro.
Oh shit! Listen, dude. Listen.
So temper your fucking expectations.
Yeah. Um, I will just say Itachi. Am I hearing that one of you has Itachi over Prime Hiruzen? You have heard that correctly. The god of Shinobi. No, it's
Mm-hmm.
just a listen. I think he's in that tier because I think Hiruzen can like beat up on the Nine Tails personally, right? Regardless, I think they are the last. Like that's the last tier of characters that exist that
Mm-hmm.
I could say for me I consider god tier, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Um, I think anything below
Itachi.
that, which
Mm-hmm.
Pain is below that to me. I think Sage
Mm-hmm.
Mode Naruto's below that. Raikage's below that. Five Kage Summit Sasuke's below that. You know what I mean? Like all of these things are like all of these characters are some delineation of Kage level or
Mm-hmm.
Sanin level or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So the thing is, right, and this is where this is, I think the point of contention for this conversation is tier number 5, right?
mhm,
That's the floor,
mhm,
right? Whoever we put in this tier, that is literally the fucking that's the pearly gates, bro. That is the like entrance of hell. Like that is where man and God separate. Is this fucking tier? So if
mhm,
Hiruzen and Itachi, which again putting that aside, are in tier 4,
mhm.
then tier five, tier five is fucking difficult. You can't. I don't think you should put the Sanin on here because I think Sage Mode Naruto, Sage Mode Kabuto, like if you want to get whimsical with it, can put some fucking boots to asses when it comes to the Sanin. Like
Sure.
Sage Mode Naruto, I think he's got Tsunade. I think he's got Orochimaru.
Mhm.
I think he has Jiraiya, though that one I'm the least confident about.
Okay.
Just in terms of like experience at that point, the gulf won't be as big,
Mhm.
whatever, right? So that's my beef, right?
Okay.
You you believe it's KCM, like you believe KCM is the floor, or like basically like Karama
Mhm.
is the cutoff.
Mhm.
That's the point of contention for like where the floor is. That's what this argument basically boils down to, right?
Mhm.
I'd argue the floor for a god level character is if a Kage summit has to be called on you, because at that point you're an existential threat. Like, yeah, I guess. But they had the summit for Sasuke, not for Madara, because or like
Yeah.
Obito, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. But like it became about him at the end. But
Mhm.
they initially got like
So
did that for
the
Sasuke, but that was political.
mhm.
That was because it was gonna be like, if you don't take care of him, we will.
Yeah.
So like that's why I'm not, I don't necessarily agree with that
My
being the floor.
my reason for it is, but my reason for it being Kurama and stuff is pretty simple, right? Kurama
Mm,
is the first creature in which, unless you're of a small handful of characters, you need a decent part of the globe to contribute to dealing with, right?
mhm,
Like a Biju bomb from Kurama blows up like land masses, right? Like genuine percentages of the planet are
mhm.
just that's that's him, right?
Not okay. That's Kurama specifically.
That's Kurama,
Are you?
right? I'm not saying no. Tailed
How,
beast, tailed beast, or a Sonian can handle a tailed beast if it's low enough,
okay.
right?
What's your stance on Eight Tails? He's a
They're
bit of an odd.
they're not. I mean, it's just a strong Biju, right? I don't think that
Okay.
I don't think that the tail scaling is necessarily 100% linear. I don't think that he's the second strongest because he has the second amount of tails. I think Kurama is just a unique case, like all that hate and shit bubbling up. Yeah, 50% of
Okay.
Kurama can match the like can match eight tails.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like KCM2 Naruto pimp slapping all of those Biju bombs away was a Naruto merging his chakra with half of Kurama, right? And so I'm saying when you have
Mm,
Hashirama being like, there, Biju, you are my pets, I'm going to distribute you, right? Or Minato being like, yeah, man, for Kushina, I can do anything, Rasengan, or sealing the entire thing, cutting its soul in half, taking some of it with him, and then after, like, okay, Haruzen being like,
no,
yeah,
no
bro,
Sharingan.
I'm
Yeah.
old as fuck, and then just power pole extending the nigga out of the village. That's why I wouldn't put Tobirama up there. That's why I wouldn't put Tsunade up there, right? So it's one of those things
I
to where I'm like, I just don't think if you're handleable by most characters that can exist within the context of one village. I'm just saying it because every line's going to be arbitrary, right? Every line's going to be like
right.
some arbitrary distinction. I'm saying Kage are kind of viewed as this like achievable human thing, right? If
Yeah.
if what
But
it
it's
is,
also like political in a lot of
sure,
ways.
right? But what I'm saying is when you have a very strong Kage, like the Raikage, being
Hmm.
like, yeah, dude,
Right.
Minato was the greatest shinobi ever. That's him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've kind
Faster
of
than
like
me again.
you've Kage squared someone, and that's sort of that vague tier of character that I think is so powerful or so skilled or so whatever that they're
Mhm.
inundated into a level beyond what most mortals can claim, right? It's not
Mhm.
necessarily like and I think the most consistent way across the board of deciding that is how do they react? You plop the full nine tails in front of them, how do they react, right? Some can get down, but like you even have Madara using that as a useful weapon against Hashirama. Like to Madara, it is Kurama is an applicable force to use against Hashirama, right? That's Madara
Sure.
second strongest of the
Yeah.
era
Okay.
Uchiha.
Okay. So my whole thing is even within like these tiers, like you could argue like not everybody like okay, Madara never beat Hashirama. They're in the same tier,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, you know, Obito, like Jubito weaker than Jubidara, Kagins and Sage of Six Paths. I don't want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know. But generally, like even within the tiers, like beating each other is not so like obvious, right? But it's more to do on who's below them, right?
Sure.
So in some cases, you could even argue like third tier could be like eight gates guy,
Sure.
or like maybe
Um,
second tier.
yeah.
Like,
Um, I wouldn't be mad at that. It's not so much that
mm,
like it's more so like okay, so like Madara and Hashirama when they had their last fight, that was a
mm,
prolonged days bout, right? When I'm saying there's
right?
a tier difference, it's you're not doing that to him, right? He just has that, right? So like I'm thinking of an example between like, you take a Haruzen, a prime Haruzen, right? And you
Okay,
take a Raikage. That's not a prolonged bout, right? That's a let me pull out one of the night infinite jutsu I have and bully you, right? We're just it's like a Chunin fighting a Jonin or whatever default, you know what I mean, sort of settings, or a Genin
sure.
fighting a Jonin, whatever, right? Instead of like,
Hmm.
yeah, man, y'all are both ninja, y'all are just working with different tools, and that's why I'm saying
Okay,
you can be like Pain is a Kage level character, right?
okay.
But
Hmm.
he does not transcend into me being like, yeah, dude, Haruzen's shivering in his timbers, Minato's shivering in his timbers, Hashiram, like that's just That's food. Did I stutter? Like who else? Who
Okay, remove Hashirama, bro. Is that not okay?
what the fuck?
Okay, Here,
Oh,
here's
hell nah.
okay. No. Hold on. First of all, let's rank Pain, right? Of these 5 tiers, I have Pain at like 3 with Hashirama and Minato, right?
Oh, get off dick, bro.
Are you
Kelly,
fucking
are you,
serious? Bro,
no. Hold on.
we're losing the plot.
No, no, no.
We're actually just losing the plot.
No,
What are we doing
that's
anymore?
fine, bro. That's fine. A plot can be lost, bro. I'm curious. What the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean, Minato in pain?
Why do you
That's a
what
pitched battle to you?
why yes. That's
Let me.
the 6 paths of pain. That's a Renegon. What do you mean?
I don't, nigga. If I give you a Rinnegan, you fucking with Minato. Cool. He has a Rinnegan, gang. All Rinnegans aren't born equal. Madara had
This
one
is
Rinnegan, and
he's crazy, right?
okay.
He's
Let me ask you
actually
this.
fucking
Let me ask you,
crazy.
let me ask you this, right? How did Pain?
I'm laced.
Listen,
What?
Prince. It's a simple equation. Truly, truly, and honestly, you'll get it in a second, right? I promise you. Not trying to be condescending, right? I want to ask you this question:
Okay.
what was Pain's reaction to the 8-tail manifestation of half of Kurama? He brought out his greatest jutsu, and what did that 8-tails do? Broke out of it. That's half of Kurama. That's half of it. The half that Minato ripped in half, near death, sealing jutsu, claw in his chest. They're
okay.
not
That
in the same
still
realm.
that's still after like exhaustion, bro. He just ran the gauntlet.
And
Like
so did Minato. This nigga came in, teleported a Biju bomb to fucking Naruto Africa, right? He then
okay.
fought Obito. He then fights the Nine Tails a little bit, gets stabbed through the chest, and is like, hey,
This is
son, hey, my beautiful, loving wife, Reaper Death Seal. Boom. What are we talking about? Pain is getting truly and utterly pressed by the 8-tails manifestation of half of Kurama. Why would they be in the same run? I want to, once again, Minato, not Hokage, Rasengan clashed with a Biju bomb alive to tell the tale.
I just don't understand. Like truly, Nagato was weakened. The Pain bodies were exhausted. It was a protracted fight, right? I'm saying Nagato full health, like the guy who like okay. Mm.
I'm not trying to be pedantic, bro. I'm not.
How what's the mileage you put on Jiraiya Sage mode versus Pain? Like how important is that for your scaling here?
What do you mean? Oh, Jiraiya Sage
Like
mode versus
oh
Pain.
like imperfect Jiraiya in Sage mode was able to take out 3 Pain bodies. There let's say Naruto Sage mode can take out like 4 or 5 out of 6. Like does that scaling go upwards in your head?
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's kind of useful for how low Pain scales relatively, but it's not really. It's not what I'm factoring in. I don't need to factor that in for the conclusion.
So what's your factor? Like what is your
It's very simple, right?
okay? Like I'll argue Minato with Sage mode, with his KCM cloak, like full Minato, like the shit we
Okay.
saw him do.
His eyes don't change
Yeah.
the color. He doesn't get a cloak. I'm saying Hokage Minato. I'm saying Minato
Oh my god.
refuses
When
to
he was
use Sage mode
alive?
when he's alive. Listen, because I'll ask you this, right?
Okay.
You know how Minato puts his hand on Obito and separates him from the seal? Like separates his seal from like that's a chakra connection, right? Puts his hands on him. Yeah, you're gone, bro. Kurama's just running free now. I fucked up the seal you just placed on him. A touch, by the way, right? Okay, let's just go down the list. Do we agree Minato is
Okay.
significantly faster than Pain, than any of the individual
Yes.
Okay.
I think Minato's probably the fastest character. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Boruto notwithstanding.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think Pain, any of the paths, eats a Biju bomb? Just tanks it?
One of the Pain bodies absorbs jutsu, no?
Sure. Yeah.
Can't they just work? Yeah.
Let's take that one, right? So let's assume one
Yeah.
of the paths of Pain can. The other 5 they have that because Minato's already faster, so it's not jumping in the way to intercept him.
But the whole thing is it's the 6 paths of Pain. Like he
Okay, that's cool, right? Let me give you an example. Do you know how like Madara's fighting thousands of shinobi, but the randoms aren't getting their jutsu off because that's Madara, right? What I'm saying is there is no argument that exists for the path of pain that absorbs jutsu jumping in the way in time to stop any. I'm gonna show you what happens. Flying Raijin, and then 5 pounds of pain instantly die. That's it. You're seeing the kunai fly. You're seeing this nigga, another kunai in hand, teleport. That's a head gone. That's a head gone. That's a head gone. That's a head gone. Oh, this guy absorbs jutsu.
By this logic, you think that like Minato without all his extra bells and whistles, just like negative diffs, like Sage Mode Naruto. Like what are we doing here?
He does? Sage Pain Arc
That,
Naruto?
that's what you're.
Pain Arc Naruto?
Yeah, that's what you're implying. Yeah.
And I'm saying that's correct. He does. I'm saying Minato goes, I'm sorry, son. You're dead. That's it. That's all that happens. Like, bro, here's the thing. Naruto is implied to reach Minato's level once he hits KCM 2. Like,
oh my god.
Kakashi sees Naruto deflect all the Biju bombs and is like, Master? Sensei? That nigga needed a power up to get to that level, bro. Like, him and KCM2 Naruto, a live Hokage Minato. That's a fight. That's a contest. That's a box, right? Pain Arc Sage Naruto, Minato might not have to use Flying Raijin, gang. Keep that technique sealed away. You got it.
So what? Fuck. Okay. Are we just saying Sage Mode is just fucking washed? What is the cutoff here?
I'm not saying Sage Mode is washed. I don't know why you're glazing Sage Mode as an inherent, like, it makes you a certain level when it is a power up. It's a boost to your base, right? Minato with Sage Mode is always going to be stronger than that version of Naruto with Sage Mode because it doesn't even things out. It's some like level of linear increase.
Yes, I love Minato too. I know he's like that. I'm just saying, why are we acting like Sage Mode is just like some makeup he puts on his eyes, bro?
Because in comparison, it is. To Minato, once again, okay, I have to keep reiterating. The 8 Tails, right, performs better against pain than that Sage Mode Naruto did, right? Which means that amount of Tails, in just raw power at least, over that version of Naruto, that amount of Tails gets spat on and spanked by Minato before he puts the Hokage cloak on.
I see what this is, bro. I know what I have to do. Okay, fuck it, right? Let's say you're right. Okay. So, tier 1, Kaguya Sage of 6 paths. 2, Hashirama and Madara in their primes. Jubito, Jubidara. 3, Hashirama and Minato when they were alive, right?
Sure.
All the bells and whistles. 4, Hiruzen and Itachi.
Mm-hmm.
So 5, I guess, let's just write KCM on there. KCM. Hope you're fucking happy. And then 6, we'll just write Sage Mode, parentheses, washed.
I just don't.
I think that's good. I think that's a good compromise, right? I think that's a good compromise.
Here's the thing. I'm going to give you the floor and I'm going to shut up, right? I want you to make a compelling case for me. And all I ask is that you don't do 2 things, right? All I ask is that you don't appeal to the Rinnegan in just lore. Just, it's a Rinnegan, bro. And it's Sage Mode, bro. Make an argument based on what they do. Not,
fine,
but bro, that's sick as fuck.
Fine. Okay, fine. It's basically implied that Sage Mode is like, and shown that Sage Mode is just the next fucking level, right? Before you see Pain in action, the peak of power was either like, I don't know, some release of the Nine Tails or Sage Mode. Like, this was presented as an alternative to it, right? Like, and especially with Naruto's chakra, by the way, like, as you said, it's a multiplier, right? Now, you could argue Jiraiya was stronger because of experience, and, like, he knew how to, like, how Pain's powers generally worked. That's maybe why he got as far as he did, right? But even with imperfect Sage Mode, he was still, like, sure, he got some shit off, but he was fucking crushed by Pain, right? Naruto, more chakra, by the way, more base chakra, by the way, gets Sage Mode on top of that, perfects it, right? No genjutsu, fine, right? Still gets washed by Pain. That version of Naruto obliterates Sani, fucking, what's his name? Sasuke? Jesus Christ. Fucking, that version of Sasuke relative to that version of Naruto is probably the strongest character, like one of maybe a top three strongest character outside of Nagato and Obito. What I don't get, right? Do you think, and this is like more of a question for you, do you think that Pain, let's assume Naruto never got Sage Mode,
Mhm.
that's a Kage victim? Like Raikage's like, huh, I'll deal with this.
They're pretty relative. Like Pain does what he does and gets over on the Raikage in a lot of scenarios because the fact that there's six of them fucks people up. It's what fucked Jiraiya up, right? I'm not saying Jiraiya wins if he knows that, but he literally gets off guarded and his arm ripped off because he's like, yeah, dude, I killed three motherfuckers. What do you mean there's another one
Mm,
too? Right? And that's why him revealing the secret that there are six of them is a crucial part of the that is so big to that aspect, right? There's
mm,
six motherfuckers is so important that it's like, okay, cool. Um, like that's why I think you can make an argument. Pain, like if you put the Raikage in a similar position, maybe you could say he gets fucked up, right? The Raikage is so much more durable than Jiraiya. It's not funny, right?
okay,
That is kind of crazy, but
faster.
they're just faster, right? He
Mm,
is one-shotting any path of pain that he hits. You just have to make the argument that, like, yeah, one of them used their abilities and get away from him. I'm saying Minato can make contact with them, and you can make a pretty decent argument due to his ceiling shit. Just cuts off the connection to Nagato. That's just a corpse now with piercings.
okay,
And
okay,
because he's so much faster, he has the Rasengan that is because of the one shot. That's just a stand-in for Biju Bomb, right?
okay.
And he has sealing jutsu that can potentially just return to sender. By the way, oh, this guy's kind of difficult. Let me send him across the globe real quick. I'll deal with him later. He doesn't have to sit and fight them all at once. That's my kunai are on the battlefield, right? Oh, I don't want to fight this guy. Boom. Now you're in the Cloud Village. I'll bring you back at my leisure. The number advantage doesn't even really mean much to him. This is a guy who consistently fights gaggles of ninja. And they're like, run! Because you're naming niggas that Minato shits on too. Oh my god, bro. Like, Hebi Sasuke, MS Sasuke, 5 Kage Summit Sasuke. Minato genuinely grabs that nigga by his face and dunks him in the water and says, apologize to my son. There's nothing, you didn't, the Raikage, by the way, bro, kind of like who is established as like,
Okay.
as a barrier for Naruto being strong enough to go in the war is like, yeah, dude, Minato, I'm a ninja, but that nigga's cold as fuck. We're different. I'm a shinobi. That guy's different. That
Never
guy's
met
different.
Pain, bro. He was talking out of his ass, like to an ant. Like we're both the same height. Like
Minato,
that's what I'm saying.
Minato saw a nigga with the Sharingan. Just, by the way, glance. That's Kurama under his toe. This nigga said he's Madara Uchiha, and Minato's like, what the fuck that mean to me?
I mean, he actually didn't say it, bro. He figured it out.
He's like,
Like,
that he thought that's Madara. And
mhm.
then he wasn't like, dude, fuck. It was, I'll handle. I don't know how he's alive, but I'll stop it. I have to reiterate, you have not given me, like, I'm saying, okay, just respond to this point, right?
Fine. Okay.
I'll give you one path, right? I even
All right.
think arguing that the absorbing path actually gets the jutsu off in time is a bit much, but I'll like that's fine, right? The other five
Okay.
paths that are susceptible to damage,
Okay.
how do they avoid getting blitzed and then having their internal corpse organs eviscerated by a handheld Biju bomb? How does that happen?
Shinra. That it just keeps getting fucking repelled.
Then why? Okay, it's on infinity.
This
It's
is
not
base
passive.
Minato, by the
It's
way.
I
Like,
understand. It's not passive. This ability doesn't activate when they're in danger. They have to think this, see this, and then activate they have to do it. They have to do the thing. Right?
shared vision, shared vision. Renegon, by the way. So, like what? Why are we pretending that
why
they're
does
getting fucking
their shared
blitzed?
vision doesn't matter? Because the nigga is they're going to see blurs of his hair as their throats are being taken away from their bodies, bro. By the way, 5-second interval. Even if he gets that off, oh, I've been pushed back. Flying Rising. Nigga, what? Like, that nigga has 5 seconds. Minato can go to the other side of the planet, go make another Naruto with Kushina, come back, and then seal every tailed beast in 5 seconds. This nigga, by the way, 10 tails Biju Bomb, right? Teleports in. Out. Huh. Prepare for an explosion. That's the 10 tails, nigga. That's the whole thing. That's planetary chakra.
Fine. Holy shit. Yeah, Pain's washed. He's a fucking me victim. Whatever. I'll give it to you, bro. Whatever. All right. Okay. So let's write number 7. Literal horse shit.
Great example. Like Obito instant
Pain.
invulnerability whenever he signals in his brain. That's a great example. No, because look, this is
it's cool. It's cool.
Right?
No, I got it, bro. I got it. Instant horse shit.
Hold on. This is your point. This will help elaborate, right? Obito has a jutsu that, similar to how you think Pain's works, right, would allow him to avoid damage when it's presented to him.
Yes.
Minato still hit him. Why? Because he's faster. He's too fast for Obito to activate his ability in time for it to be useful. That Obito, I'm gonna say it before it gets crazy, is giving the paths of Pain the work, bro. He's giving them strokes. That Pain, the Diva path was like, fuck, this is half the Nine Tails, guys. Lock in.
KCM2 Naruto. Sorry, KCM1 Naruto was getting pressed by Nagato as an Ito Tensei, bro.
Cool.
B was getting pressed. That was both fucking 8 and 9 tails. One of them had a KCM.
That's cool. Why do I care? What does that mean to me? Like, what? Okay, like, tell me. Explain why that matters. Explain how that correlates. Explain how that connects.
Because the whole fucking point is that KCM is above Sage Mode for you, right?
KCM2. The one that deflects the Biju bombs across the planet.
I guess I just missed the number. My bad.
And by the way, in case you're curious, no, Nagato never fights that. He never fights that guy. He never fights the guy that slaps continent-threatening explosions across the planet. And Kakashi, the guy who knows both of these characters the best, is like, eater. Minato? He's like, what he thinks it's realistic that he thinks it's realistic that Minato showed up because that's the kind of shit he could do.
Insane. This is absolutely insane. When did Pain get so fucking washed, man? Like,
I don't know.
Maybe, and why are we okay?
Time did I don't know. Like, fuck.
Like what's the KCM1 to Sage Mode scale for you? Is that like a definitive step up? Is that like around the same tier? Or like, what's that look like for you?
We're on the same tier.
Same tier.
We're on the same tier. Yeah, they're like, one might be stronger. Same tier. Like, we see, like, for example, he uses, like, KCM just has better physical stats, but, like, for example, Sage Mode's useful against the third Raikage because it has better sensory. Like, the precog helps with certain instances. They're not, like, he's able to use both forms against the third Raikage without, like, significant problem. The thing you're not understanding, though, is that, like, much like a Super Saiyan, right, Naruto is getting stronger even like in the interim of having the form, right? In the same way Goku's Namek Saga Super Saiyan and Cell Saga Super Saiyan are not built equal just because it's the same form, Naruto can progress in competency, strength, proficiency, experience, all before he switches to another form. So even if we presume, like, Sage Mode Naruto in the Pain arc gets shat on by the Sage Mode Naruto that obtains KCM. Like, the nigga just got stronger.
Whatever. No, it's fine. No, it's cool. It's cool. I guess
you aren't top 10, you were bottom 100 or some shit. That's what I'm saying. Because when did we as a society start thinking that Minato shitting on someone meant your ass? Minato shits on 95% of the verse.
I wasn't even conceding that Minato was like that much like fucking weaker. My whole point was no KCM, no Sage Mode. Minato and Pain can at least have a 50-50 fight. That's it. You're saying it's a stomp.
It is.
No case.
It is a stomp. You haven't refuted a single point. He's not faster. He doesn't have counters to Minato's abilities, right? And he gets one shot because you have not contended with the fact that he just says Rasengan, and that is nigga Kurama boom, Kurama boom. What does he do? Once again, you've given me one method of avoidance, which is, to your credit, right? He absorbs the jutsu. Great. The other 5 niggas are getting blitzed. and then a Rasengan shoved in their chest.
They can heal. Nagato can bring them back.
He can with one of, if that path survives. They have to, like, that nigga has to be alive. They don't all share the same ability.
Okay, full health. They haven't like fully expended like the Yahiko's Shinra Tensei. Like
I'm not assuming they're weaker. I'm saying, nigga, give them 120. Put them in a domain. I don't give a fuck. Like, give them 100. They black flash.
Can we put Nagato on the field too? Like at full health, or like are we?
Nagato's stronger than the Paths of Pain, but Nagato still gets stomped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not? Right? Why doesn't he get stomped? Like
Bro, Itachi switched sides for 20
Why
seconds
even have a
and
Rinnegan?
Nagato lost, bro. Itachi said, "Wow, I'm on y'all side now. All right, time to beat the entire thing." Give Pain 20 paths that don't matter. I agree. 20 Rasengans. Make him the 36 paths of Pain.
Why even bother having a Rinnegan, right? Because like clearly you and I lace up, we can handle him.
You're so disingenuous.
No,
listen. Bro, okay, let me use your reasoning against you for a second, right? Because you're doing this like really weird form, like kind of like aura scale that just doesn't mean anything. Itachi has a Mangekyo Sharingan, right? Sasuke immediately after beating Itachi has a Mangekyo Sharingan. Are they even remotely in the same level to you? But that's a Mangekyo. That's the next level of power. But bro, I guess a Mangekyo Sharingan. But that's a Matarasu.
I get it. I didn't think of it like that.
We good?
My bad, chat. Yeah, no, it's my bad. I didn't mean to waste everybody's time on a silly proposition like that. That's on me. Won't happen again. That's a fluke, we'll say, right? Like that's a lapse of judgment on my end. Sorry. Whatever.
Yeah.
So the list.
Yeah.
So Kaguya, 6 paths, number 1. 2, Jubito, Jubidara. 3, Hashirama and Minato at their peaks. 4, Hiruzen, Itachi. 5, KCM2, Naruto. 6, Sage Mode / Pain.
I'd just put like the Kage in, like this is Kage level, but yeah, sure, they're in that general area.
Okay, so we have a scale we can agree on, basically.
Sure, yeah. Pain, lend me a hand, and
awesome.
Obito. Lend me a hand, Obito. This is Sage Mode Naruto we're about to fight. It's okay, Creams. There's no stupid question in Mr. Ronin's classroom. I don't think that there are, right? I just want you to
my bad, sir.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is, and it happens to the best of us, right? All you were doing is falling victim to like notoriety scaling. Like, bro, it's
like lore scaling.
He has hockey. He's got to be a top tier. Bro, he has a Bankai. What do you mean he can't fight? What do you mean he can't fight Ichigo? He also has a Bankai. Bro, they're obviously on the same. Bro, it's like, I guess like that's cool and it means something for regular niggas, but like, Rinnegan is just once again in amp. Perfect analogy, bro. You remember in the Tournament of Power when like Champa's like, whoa, bro, we have 2 Super Saiyans and they're fighting 1. Why aren't we winning? And then Whis is like, it's about the quality of them. Apply that here.
Creams got done like the 6 paths got done by Minato. All right, I get it. Fuck, I yield. Fuck, like mercy. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Can we fucking game over, bro? He won.
It happens. Let me